Hey, so in this video, we're going to use getOwner to find the component's owner. So this script that's going to be reporting position, we're going to use getOwner to find out what object that's on. We're going to find out that star A actor is a pointer to an actor, and a pointer is a whole new concept, which you'll start to get used to. I won't fully define here. Use that operator there to access methods through pointers. That's instead of the dot operator. We will use getName to find the object's actual name. We're going to use %s as a format operator for strings, which is again a brand new thing. And finally, we're going to see how to use star to dereference pointers. And all of that's going to come together to allow us to, inside Unreal, have the code report here the actual object that it's on. So let's dive in and see how that's going to work. So I don't know about you, but I'm getting a bit bored of starting this scene looking in the wrong direction. So what I'm going to do is just go into the 3D viewport here and click on the player start object, which is here. You'll see just a capsule there. And then I'm going to move it so that it's facing my objects. And you want to just do the same for yours so that it's facing all the objects in your scene. And then I'm going to hit the E key on the keyboard in order to rotate that around, in my case, 180 degrees, so that the blue arrow is pointing towards your scene. Just have a look, click play. There you go. So we're starting facing our objects now. Okay, that's a simple tweak. All right, so the challenge we've got here is that the position reporting component is on both of these objects, but it's saying the word chair on both. What I want to do is to actually read the name of the objects as per the actual world outliner. I'm going to actually add the world outliner now from Window, World Outliner. Pop it over here with the rest of these windows to save screen space. And then you can see that these things are called SM Chair and SM Rock. Actually, if you hover over them, you'll see they've got another number appended on the end, SM Chair 5 and SM Rock 8. It just depends how many iterations of these things the engine thinks it's had. So don't worry too much about those, but its actual name may just have an extra number on the back. Okay, so let's go ahead and edit this code. So click on either of them. You can go to positionreport.h, right click and say open position report like that on my screen. And that's going to be a very easy way to pop over to Visual Studio. It'll go to the header file, but we want to go to the implementation file. And it's here we want to learn how to read the name of the object. So a bunch of new juicy C++ concepts in here. The method that we're going to need is getOwner. Okay, so you start typing getOwner, you'll get that. Now, when you hover, it says it's a public A actor star. Ooh, what's the star? U component, : getOwner, const. Okay, so that's a little unusual. It's going to return an A actor, i.e. an actor. A actor because actor is derived from actor, or it's part of the actor class. So Unreal's naming convention is if it's derived from the actor class, then it starts with A. So A actor, star. Now, the star means a pointer. So it's actually going to return this method. The method is called getOwner, but it's fully qualified here. Oh, difficult to do that. Hang on. Let me just hover over getOwner again. getOwner, brackets, hover. Okay. So the thing that the method name is getOwner, but it's fully qualified with the class name there, which is UActorComponent. But it's going to return a pointer to an actor. I actually prefer to put the star with the actor, and Unreal's coding convention is that you put the star, the pointer, with the actor. What is a pointer? Well, I'm going to go over pointers many times in this course. So for now, all you really need to know is that a pointer is a memory address. It's telling the system where to go to find the actual value. So there's two types of things really. There's an actual value and stored in memory where you are right now, and then there's a pointer to go somewhere else. And we use a lot of pointers in Unreal because if you have very large objects, imagine you have a big terrain or a big building in your game and you're hurtling down the road, you don't want to be moving these huge pieces of memory around. You just want to deal with them by reference or by pointer. Now, there's a difference between a reference and a pointer, but it's subtle and we won't get into that just now. But what I want you to notice here, it's a constant, it's a getter. We've seen all that before. The only thing we haven't seen is the star. Okay, because we've got a star, because it's a pointer to a method, we need to not use dot. Dot will not work to go and get the properties off that. Okay, what we need to do is go minus dash like that. And this is the equivalent to dot, but we use the minus dash operator like that when we are looking through a pointer. Okay? You're just going to have to get used to that. It's very good because it helps us know where we are.
Hi there, Sam here with a quick 4.16 edit. So for those of you on 4.16 or greater, you will now need to do something a little bit differently to Ben to see these autocompletes work. You're going to have to add this line to the end of the hash includes at the top of the C++ file. Wait a little bit for the squigglies at the bottom of Visual Studio to go, and then you will be able to get the autocompletes that Ben is seeing here. Now, the reason for this is a change in 4.16, which is great for compile times, but I will tell you a little bit more about this in the next video. So go there if you're interested, or just wait till the end of the video and I will fill you in on that knowledge.
Okay, now I'm going to type the word name, and that'll help me find get name. Now, what does that return? It returns an f string, not a pointer to an f string, but an actual f string. And then you've got a class that it comes from, but the name of the method is get name const, so it's another getter. So I'm going to click get name, put the brackets in. And at this point when I hover, I'm seeing that what I'm getting out of this whole thing is an f string. Now, we've seen f strings before. Remember, you had f text, which we don't generally use when we're presenting things to the user, and f strings, which are mutable or changeable objects that we use behind the scenes. So this is an f string coming back. How are we going to get this f string out to the screen? Well, I'm going to define in fact, I'm going to challenge you to simply define a variable called object name of type f string, and then finish this line that we're on off. Ooh, we're on off. So I want you to create a variable of type f string and finish off this line. Go ahead, pause the video and do that now. Okay, welcome back. So no challenge slide there, just keep you on your toes. What we're going to do is f string object name equals that, and then of course we need our trusty semicolon. So with any luck, this will be storing the object name as an f string in this variable. The question comes now, how do we actually get this into this output? Well, it's a little subtle. Again, Unreal doesn't make our life too easy. We need to use something called a format operator. Now, you can find the documentation for all this the same place that I linked you to before. If I just go into the slide deck and look back here, where I gave you in the previous video a link to this blog about printing messages to yourself. If you look down this, you will find an example of using these format operators, I believe, in here. So this is the pattern we're going to use. Now there's a note here that strings are wanted as t plus char star, we say, but t char star by the log, so use star f string. Oh, we're just beginning what's going on here, more complexity. Okay, so we've done something like this. We said get owner, get name. What we need to do is put a star in front of this. Now, bear in mind, this is not dereferencing, which you'll learn about later, because we're inside a macro here. This is actually something called an overloaded operator. That means that C++ has been told to do something different with a star in this instance. It has an effect that's a bit like dereferencing, and it allows this macro to get to the characters of the string that we need. So that's enough said for now. There's a video coming up later about pointers and references. But for now, just understand that if you're trying to use a string, you need a star in front of it. So let's bring all that together and see how that's going to work. So we have an f string here, which is a dynamically sizable string. It's a pointer to a place in memory that contains that. We'll go through pointers in more detail later. Let's just make it work. Position report 4, and I'm going to put %s, which is where I want the chair to go. I'm going to come outside of those brackets, put a comma, and now I'm going to say star object name. If I don't say star, I'm going to get a strange error. Do you want to see the error? Let's see the error. Let's build it, because it's better you see this error so that you recognize it in future. No success. What's wrong? It's complaining. Where's the line? You see it's pretty nasty, because the lines of these errors, none of them are actually about this file here. And that is because these macros, used in the most general sense, are causing the problems. Okay, so you're just going to have to be careful here when you do a log that you give it a dereferenced pointer like that, because it's pretty hard to debug. Okay, so let's go ahead and let it run. That's built now. Now let's go back to Unreal and play. Aha. Position report for smchair_5. They're those underscores I was talking about. And position report for smrock_8. Success. We have managed to get C++ to tell us what the name of the objects are according to their names here in the world outliner, with their fully qualified names with the instance number on the end. All right, so that is pretty cool. Let's just have a quick recap of the code. What we did is we got owner, but that is a pointer. If we look at get owner here, That returns a pointer to an actor, actor star. I like to put the star before the space, but you can do either. That returns a pointer to an actor. Then we looked through that pointer to go and get to the getName method, which returned a f string. And then we put that into something called object name, and then we specified object name over here with a star, and we use %s, which is a format operator. So a lot of stuff in there. We're going to reuse this again and again and again. But that is your pattern. It's in the docs, and good luck, enjoy. And I'd like to hear in the discussions whether you're completely bamboozled, whether that's simple because you're a C++ pro, or what your reaction to that is. So see you soon.